Thank you, Zion. Joined here by ZionSpartan and Doublelift after a very solid victory there. We were joking going into the game. This is going to be the battle between order and chaos. As we know, Impulse loves to play a chaotic game. They're very unpredictable in the way that they play. How did you guys feel you stacked up against the chaotic movements of Impulse?
Well, I can speak from bottom lane because I know that's like my only field of expertise against them, and they play really crazy, and they're always going for like really aggressive plays and dives when they outnumber you. And it was really hard, actually. Normally, Afro and I thrive in chaos. Like, we're really good at scrapping and fighting 2v2, 3v3. But even them, they give us like a pretty big challenge. And I think like 10 minutes in the game, I was 3-3, where another team wouldn't have given me so much trouble.
Well, you did have the fantastic early gank onto the top lane, but actually before that, I do want to talk about the level 1 that happened here, because we saw what appeared to be a pretty standard level 1. Early invade, dropping the wards for vision, setting up to take the blue buff, putting and having your AD carrying support on that side of the map to make it strong side. However, you're up against an Evelynn. So Zion, was this something that was considered, the fact that Evelynn was going to be able to walk through those wards, and you guys would never have known that you were actually walking into a straight-up 3v4 because you had back to go top lane?
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I think the biggest thing is we just messed up our wards, so we didn't even have every lane covered. So we didn't even know where like their whole team could be. Their whole team could have just walked top lane, and it would have been 5 people sitting in the brush. So that was probably our biggest mistake that game, and we didn't really think about Evelynn specifically walking through the wards, because that wouldn't really matter. What would have mattered is their whole team being there, and since we messed up our ward vision, it was really bad.
All right, but a small miscalculation there, and you guys clawed your way back into the game after that. As I mentioned, the quick gank top lane secured 2 kills for 1 up there for you, Doublelift. The other thing before we get into the rest of the game is the fact that the Fizz and the Yasuo bans came out. And more just a curiosity as to whether or not that's just an immediate response to yesterday's play, or if this is something that Impulse has been showcasing throughout scrims, saying like, no, we will play this all the time, and you're not up against the double assassin of their team.
Well, I think we just seen them play it in their game from yesterday, and it seems pretty frustrating to play against. And they're the only team that runs it, so it's not like you have a practice partner to like play against Fizz Yasuo. And honestly, in this meta, it's pretty random. I don't even think it's that great. It's just one of those random tip strats that they run. And Coach Gray, the boy wonder mastermind of our team, he decided
This guy's got so many different names yesterday on the desk.
He truly
was getting different nicknames.
He's truly a gift to us all.
Wow. Sounds all right. Sounded very genuine there. Zion up against Impact in the top lane. On the desk prior, we were talking about some of the best top laners in the league. You and him both being up there. How is it playing against him? And in this game specifically, Gnar versus Hecarim, we saw a lot of influence from both of you across the map with teleports and in these team fights. How do you feel you stacked up in that 1v1?
I feel that game actually had a lot more impact than him. And okay, I honestly didn't mean to say that pun. Like, please, I honestly like did not think about that at all. But yeah, he got really greedy for like golems and stuff a lot of times, and like that's why I got like a solo kill on him. He was just like making mistakes, and he was pushing with no vision, and I was honestly surprised at the amount of mistakes he was making, because I don't really think I played spectacularly, but he just overextended a lot, and we took advantage of that as a team and individually. So I just had a lot more pressure and game impact than he did that game, and we were able to win. So.
All right, and we saw the Sedge pick locked in here. Doublelift, this is to you. In the past, Smithy has gotten a lot of flack for his Sedge play, but simply picking the champion demonstrates the fact that the team has confidence in his ability to play that champion. So the question here is, how does a pro team discuss and develop the trust and basically the list of champions that like this is something we are entirely comfortable with everyone playing, so that when you get to the stage here and you say Sedge is the right pick, you're not questioning the one subpar game that you're remembering from the past?
Yeah, well, I know Smithy got a lot of flack for his playoff game as Sedge, and I feel like in the order list of things we consider when we pick champions, dank memes is at like the very bottom. We just consider his performance in scrims and his overall performance as a player. We trust him, and like I know Smithy's a great player, and everyone misses Sedge ultis. It's just people are gonna really target him about it because he messed up in one game really badly. Whatever, everyone messes up. Like Faker gets solo killed by Febvin, that's not like a sweep meme everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no, and that is the point, right? Is the other side of the story here, in that there was one missed ult. The rest in this game were actually pretty spectacular. He had a phenomenal ult there at the very end of the game to lock up those last 2 kills, secure the push down the top lane. You know, finally, kind of removing ourselves from this game and looking back down on CLG as an organization, spoke to Afromoo and Pobelter a little bit yesterday about the restructuring and bringing in the 2 mid laners. I mean, today, Pobelter 9, 1, and 10 on Azir, with only the 1 death to kind of the cheeky Evelyn coming out of nowhere kill on his back. Seems to be performing very well so far. So just from both of you, want to hear how you feel the integration process is coming along and how you feel the team is evolving through the split so far.
I think it's going pretty well. I think like individually in terms of like mechanics and stuff, we have all the lanes that can be really strong and like can go up against the top of NA, so that's really good. And we also have like what we had before with the shot calling. Like Link was a big part of that, but Afro has been stepping up. Like everyone's been stepping up on the team to like kind of fill that void, and it's been meshing along really nicely. And with like the structure we have and the coaching staff, it's just really easy to keep improving. And as long as we stay on that track of like improvement, we'll be great for playoffs, but fingers crossed, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I just agree. Like the track we're on, I think last split we got into the kind of hole. It's like, oh, we're pretty good. Now what? It's really hard to decide like what to do next. But now I think we know we're not like the best or anything right now, but I think we're pretty good. And we definitely have the people on the team and the right roster and definitely the right coaching to figure out what to do, like what's next.
It sounds like you have the rapport with the coaching staff at this point where, you know,
we sleep in the same bed. It's great.
I'm going to leave it there then. I'm going to leave it there with congratulations on the victory for you guys today. A great first week to start off the split. Best of luck this coming week in practice and leading into week 2. Now there's still plenty of league action coming your way. Next up, we've got Team Solo Mid looking to get a win on the boards as they take on Enemy Esports. So stay with us.